Hello my dear students. So in this video lecture I'm going to discuss a very interesting problem of TIFR 2012, and the question is that a proton is accelerated to a high energy E and shot at a nucleus of oxygen 8O16 in order to penetrate the Coulomb barrier and reach the surface of the oxygen molecule. E must be at least. So let us solve that problem. So it is a TIFR 2012 problem, and the question mark is A16. Okay. So suppose you have a proton. So proton means what? 1H1 is proton. Suppose it is a proton and it is accelerated with an energy E, and it will eventually comes to the surface of the oxygen nucleus. So this is an oxygen atom, and at the center there is an nucleus, and the oxygen nucleus contains 8 times the charge of the electrons. So its charge is 8e, means 8 times 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. And the charge of the proton is a simple E, as it contains only one proton. It is simply 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Okay. So if the proton is approaching the oxygen nucleus, since the proton's charge is positive, and also the nucleus of the oxygen atoms also contains the positive charge, so it will eventually repel the proton. So in order to avoid this Coulombic repulsion, so the proton must have the kinetic energy sufficiently high so that it will avoid this Coulombic repulsion and eventually comes to the surface of the oxygen atom. Okay. So in the final situation, as the proton is approaching the oxygen nucleus, the final scenario will be, so this is the proton and this is the oxygen nucleus. Okay. So if the radius of the proton nucleus is R1 and it is R2 and it is R2, then what will happen? So E must be equal to the minimum value of E, that should be 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 Q2 divided by R1 plus R2. So this should be my E. Okay, right? Now Q1 is what? This is my Q1 and this is my Q2, or let's call it this is my Q2 and this is my Q1. So Q1 and Q2 is known, and we want to calculate this R1 and R2. So R1, so as we know, R equal to R0 a to the power 1 by 3. Let's take R0 is 1 femtometer. Let's take R0 as 1 femtometer. So R should be equal to R1 means proton. The radius of the proton should be 1 to the power 1 by 3, that is 1 femtometer. Okay, which means 10 to the power minus 15 meter. All right. If we apply the same thing for the oxygen nucleus, your R2 will be a to the power 1 by 3, means 16 to the power 1 by 3. So 16 to the power 1 by 3, let's calculate this 16 to the power 1 by 3 femtometer. So let's calculate this 16 to the power 1 by 3 first. Okay. So let's calculate 16 to the power 1 by 3. So 16 to the power 1 by 3, just wait. 16 raised to the 1 divided by 3. So it will be 2.52. So it will be 2.52 femtometer. So let's put this value in this expression. So 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 is what? 9 into 10 to the power 9. Q1 is what? Q1 is simply, so Q1 Q2 means 8 times 1.6 square and 10 to the power minus 38, and R1 plus R2. R1 plus R2 is what? R1 plus R2 means 2.52 means 3.52 into 10 to the power minus 15. All right, minus 15. So, and the unit must be in the joule unit. Okay. So let's convert this joule into MeV. As we know, 1 MeV means 1.3 into 10 to the power 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 13. So let's have the formula 1 mega electron volt. So this should be 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 13 joule. So it will be 9 times 10 to the power 9 times 8 multiplied by 1.6 square times 10 to the power minus 38 divided by 3.52 into 10 to the power minus 15 times 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 13 MeV. So let's calculate this thing. So it will be 9 times 8 times 1.6 divided by 3.52 times 10 to the power 9 plus 15 plus 13 minus 38. So it will be 10 to the minus 1. So this whole thing will be 9 times 8 times 1.6 divided by 3.52 into 10, that much MeV. So let's calculate this. 9 times, let us use the calculator for this. 9 times 8 times 1.6 divided by 3.52 divided by 10. So the answer is 3.245. So the answer is 3.245 MeV. So let's check the option. So the option is, so option A is 3.6 MeV, which is very close to our answer. So which is very close to our option number A, 3.6 MeV. Other options do not match, because in other options either the order is wrong or the value is wrong. Okay, so it's option A. I hope you understand this problem. So for more such problem, please subscribe my channel. Okay, thank you.